What's up, my know-it-alls? Welcome to another correction, the final of the season episode review for Wheel of Time, Season 2, Episode 8, What Was Meant to Be. All right? Good. Man, I tell you what, there's a whole lot to talk about. We're going to get all into it. But first, do me a favor, click that like button and subscribe to the channel. It genuinely helps us in the algorithms. Lets everybody know that you want to be part of the Know-It-All Nation. But more than that, share the videos, please. We're trying to grow this thing. I am so honored to have reached 2,500 subscribers. You have no idea how much each and every one of you means to me and to Mrs. Know-It-All and to Baby Know-It-All and the whole family. We want to have opportunities like this to go ahead and make new stuff for you each and every week and each and every opportunity we get. So do me a favor, share the videos. But now, without further ado, let's get into this because there's an awful lot of stuff that Mr. We got to prove that we knew what we were talking about, right? Mm-hmm. To name the game, here we go. Man, I tell you what, if you listen, we're going to spoil the hell out of this. So if you haven't seen this thing, you need to go watch it first.
Right now. I'm
not leaning heavily into doing a whole hardcore, like, inch by inch recap. So please watch the episode because we're just going to start talking. Man, I hate...
Why do I feel like there was a lot more that happened with Egwene and
Rennie? So I can answer that question for you.
Okay.
Generally speaking, if everybody remembers, we got really good, strong, heavy Egwene episodes for the last few weeks. In the original book version, it's Min, Nynaeve, and Elaine who rescue. What they do is that they manage to get collars around both Rennie and Sita. Sita's the one they ended up using in the show. But again, this is all part of kind of molding the story a little bit.
Gotta mold it together. So, okay, well that's...
I believe in the original book, they managed to help her get out. They managed to help. At first, my first instinct was to be like, I don't know, yeah. And then I went, you know what? This made for a stronger narrative. I believe what we're gonna get from the character of Egwene in future seasons, especially when she becomes Amyrlin and things of that nature.
I can't wait for that.
I know, me too. I think it's going to require a level of strength that her character needs to have, and we need to believe. And I think having her find a way to escape on her own, brilliant. Having the fact that she deduced, when she looks at her in the eye and she's like, haha, these things don't work, who can channel? And she goes, I know. And then she rubs it in her face. She's like, you can't channel it, a trickle. And she's just like, that's why they couldn't detect you. And she's like, oh my God. I like to see, that was a change I was okay with.
Okay, good.
And it was,
because I was satisfied with that. I was just wondering.
No, 100%. Well, it kind of feels like maybe.
It did that.
Of course, I'm not even going to try to bury the lead. There's a lot of fun. There's all kinds of machinations. Rand with Lanfear kicking Moiraine and Lan out. Moiraine and Lan having a beautiful moment where they reconnect literally and figuratively. And the thing is, it's deeper than love. It's deeper than like sexuality or any of those types of attractions. It is a connection.
Yeah.
They were being...
It was very intimate.
There you go.
Very, very intimate.
You said that. And I also noticed, maybe because it was such a nice crystal clear opportunity to see the way everything works, the magic, the weaves, the tips of the weaves look like needles. Like they're actually threading things in, and I really liked it.
And it goes through them.
Yes.
So that makes sense.
And when it was all
the weave, yeah.
And in the books, it's funny, they described the weave for bonding as very simple. It's a very simple set of weaves. It's one that anybody can do. It doesn't require much of anything, but when you're done, I love that you saw the wrapping and the thing going around them, and then when you were finished, it was like cat's cradle between them.
Yeah, it's like it joined them together. The weave actually physically joined them together.
Very cool. It was very cool. And then Lanfear, of course, kicks them out on the shore, not far from Fallen, but they're going to have to walk the rest of the way. And they have a little side quest that they're doing. Not side quest, but they're on their thing. But she's out of the prominence of the episode until the very end.
She goes and does the whoosh. She gets down to help. You know, it was awesome.
Yeah, no, it was
awesome.
It was very cool. I loved it.
I'm so silly when it came to that. It was awesome. Though.
And you see her getting. Oh yeah, Rosamund Pike's doing again beautiful work. Getting all into it.
Wonderful work.
Yeah, no, she's been great, and everybody I feel has come into their own. And you get the other concept they haven't touched on much, because at one point, okay, golly, whatever. At one point, all the kids are back together at the top of the tower. And again, we can get into all the details if you want. You need to watch it yourself if you want to see how that all happens. But they're all together, and there's this wonderful. I looked at Mrs. Knowitall and I said, because you have dudes attacking, and Egwene comes out of nowhere and with a powerful shield and is blocking his attack. Like she's defending hardcore. And the thing that you lose sight of because of television is neither one of them can see one another's weaves. All he knows is there's a woman standing in front of him with her hands up, and his things are dissipating on something. All she sees is a man is throwing his hands up, and something's hitting her shield. But the way the show portrays it, you see them both.
Sense. Yeah.
Neither one of them can see each other's weaves. Okay, so there's a bit. They talk a little bit about how men get kind of like a cold shiver when women channel, which is how the men know that they're doing it. Women have no such luxury. They have no ability to detect if a man's weave, other than seeing things happen. They don't see it. Now, for us as the TV going audience, they got to show us. Yeah. But there's always remember that.
That's really cool. Thanks for pointing that out.
Yeah, right
I guess I never would have thought of that.
But she shows up and she's holding her own against one of the Forsaken. And then as her shield's dropping, because at this point Rand is being shielded by Suroth's Damane, who are on the deck of her ship right over the edge in the water, and they're shielding him from far away, and he can't help do anything. That's when Moraine does her little, what you call the whoosh whoosh. Yeah, totally. It was just amazing. And she sends what looks like these giant fire weaves to start blowing up the ships. They're very dragon-like. They don't take form until later. Once that happens, man, I tell you what, all of them are there. Mm-hmm. Matt shows up. Matt finally getting his halberd, and I was like, yes, it looks so dope. I told this daughter, I said, all I want left, give him a hat. Can the man please have a hat? Okay, because in the books, he's got this really cool flat-looking style hat or whatever else. The thing that I predicted happened. So, again, Mr. Knowitall. And, yeah, man, no, it's exciting. It's exciting. And come on, you guys are fans. You knew it was going to come to this, too. Everyone mistakenly believes Rand has to be the one to blow the horn. It's got to be him. And they're trying to save the horn for the last battle, not realizing that you don't know what the pattern holds, and you have no idea how the wheel weaves. Because, as they say in the show, the wheel weaves as the wheel wills. And so, so Matt's running around. And I knew that I was like, he's going to get cornered. He's going to get cornered somehow. He does exactly that.
My husband was losing his mind.
Because it's super exciting.
He's going to do it. He's going to do it. He's going to do it.
And sure enough, he takes the knife, which can cut through stuff, and burns the thing open, grabs the horn, and he's like, oh my God, we got to get to Rand. He runs, so then he gets cornered, and he blows the horn. It didn't happen perhaps as epically as I thought it should have, meaning I honestly believe that the heroes of old should have ridden out of the clouds, but I like how they showed up. It's perfect. It's great. It looks good. They show up around him. So there's some folks who are current heroes of the horn and ancient heroes of the horn, and Matt remembers. He remembers his past lives, and you see a character who I can only believe is Archer Hawkwing, looks at him and says, I have fought with you for countless ages. And he's like, and I will fight with you again. And you see Birgitte's silver bow, because she's the one with the platinum blonde hair and the bow and looks amazing, and they're just, And there's Aiel, there's Wolf Brothers, you see Perrin. What?
The Hopper.
Bro. Our family lost a good friend of the family, our hound Albert. So that was really I didn't realize. People talk about triggering. I did not realize how much that was going to trigger me. I had to immediately tell Mrs. Knowitall. And spoilers if you don't know, Hopper is dead, but he's not gone.
Right.
The wolf spirits live on in Teleron Road. He should technically in the dream world. He's now a permanent dreamwalker, and eventually Perrin is going to be able to connect with him there and still talk to him there, though, and interact with him there. So he isn't lost to us. He's just not here, and that struck.
You don't expect it,
No, you really don't. You really don't. And then Perrin goes full nuts, and finally Perrin gets the axe that we've been promised in the books and the series, and we get to, he's finally going to become the long-toothed brother, like that he gets given a wolf name finally. And I think in fact later on, probably next season, I guarantee Elias is going to be like, oh, so this is that we knew all about you, wolf, fang, whatever, runs with a big steel fang or something like that, and they're like, what? And he shows him the thing anyway. Yeah, no, it's again, I'm so floored by how good this was. And the thing is, the show has turned around so much. Season 1, I was very, very skeptical. I didn't like a lot of the changes. This season has just continued to hit right and hit well. I'm pleased.
I'm very happy.
Yeah.
I'm really happy how it ended. I feel I got tons of answers, and then they teased you right at the end just to make.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't wait because that new character is creepy. What's the name of the
Moghedian?
Yeah.
Yeah, Moghedian. So at the very end of this, Lanfear, she promised Doman Bale rather, that she was going to give him these big, complete Swandle Yard. She wanted the seals, and she wanted to throw them overboard because the Forsaken had been trapped within the seals. So she gets into Ishamael's room because Rand's already killed him, and they're broken. And she sees, the minute Moghedian locks her up in a web, I'm like, I know who it is because again, she's the spider, man. She's the spider, man. She actually has a really long fantasy name, and I'm sure, as a matter of fact, I'm gonna put it right here. Long fantasy name. Okay? Right there. They call her Moghedian because that was the name of a spider from back in the old age, in the age they came from, and she was like a spider, always in the shadows and always blah blah. And understand,
she's so creepy when she's messing around. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, God, no, go.
But she was so creepy. Like she's gonna add a new dimension next season.
And she's not very as fabulous as Lanfear is with her outfits and the whole bit and her regalness. Moghedian's very understated. I love the way they showed her.
Very modest.
I always envisioned Moghedian to look a lot like Wednesday Addams. Not in form and feature, but like small, petite, she could pass for either a very effeminate man, or she could pass for just a really young woman. And because she's very, very non-aggressive looking. They did perfect. Absolutely perfect. And the way they represented her weaves, because what do spiders do?
They weave web.
They look like a web, and I was just so into it. It's raw. And so now I believe we're gonna get all of them. Now we're gonna see Camelin. We're gonna get Asmodean. We're gonna get we have her. We're gonna get Graendal. We're gonna get all of them. They are all about to show. I believe the next few seasons are going to just be a utter and total chaos fest.
When are we getting the? Do we know?
I don't. I know that. I know they've picked. I know season 3's been
picked up.
Absolutely. So Amazon's committed to season 3. I do not know. I don't know how the writer's strike affected the timeline, so I don't know any of that stuff. Yeah. But yeah, man. So there you go. Now you know. If knowing's half the battle, you're halfway being a know-it-all yourself. Let's get this out of the way. I've been waiting. What is the know-it-all index? I'm not even gonna. I'm bury the lead. You the same with me?
Yeah. Oh, yes.
This is a 10 out of 10.
10.
Big bad 10, man. It just earned everything. We literally I'm setting up, turning lights on, getting everything ready, and she's like, I don't have anything bad to say. And I'm like, I don't either.
I
don't either. I know how our certain parts quote unquote go in the book. I don't care. This show is going so hard. I cannot believe how
I can't wait to dig more into it.
I'm telling you.
Between now and next season.
Oh, totally. I love all of you who've joined me on this ride. Let's stick it out together. After this, we're going to, Mrs. Knowitall said we're going to do a discussion episode next week, same time that we drop this. So be looking for it on Friday morning. So
like you normally see us at that time.
Right. The time you normally watch us, look for the new episode, and it's just going to be us talking through it. I'll have the history book. I'll have Robert Jordan's history of the world or history of the breaking. We'll look through some of those stuff, talk about it, sort of start to look at what the future might look like a little bit. So I know that I'm excited for that. Hopefully you are too. Comment below. Give me your thoughts.
Let us know what you want to talk about, what you would like us to talk about.
Yeah, because I'm going to share.
That'd be great.
I'm going to share those things, and we'll bring it firsthand. I'll pick those up, put them on the screen so you guys can see kind of who's talking, and man, I cannot wait to dig deep into this and talk more about it.
Absolutely.
I'm glad they didn't move. He's supposed to declare himself, but there's a better declaration moment coming, and you know what I'm talking about. It happens when the Stone of Tear falls. Big spoilers for the books, and all I want to see is Rand holding Kalendor, shouting in an augmented voice for the world to hear, "I am the Dragon Reborn." And I'm like, oh, that moment. I was afraid they were going to tip that moment's excitement to this episode, which I would have still been okay with.
But
knowing what's actually coming.
But how did they do it today?
It was amazing.
With
more of the juju talking about. Yeah, totally. And she creates this genuine fire dragon, and they're all standing up there. Which, by the way, before I forget, that's what I was saying earlier. I don't want to lose that thread of what I was talking about. No pun intended. When all of them are together, I had to explain they're Taviran. They are the pattern weaves around them, like bends and moves at their wake. The books go into so much further detail about what that means. How, like, when they're in town, birds fly upside down. You can flip a coin and it'll land on its side. Probability gets flipped on its head. They force the pattern to move around them, and that
sounds so amazing.
That's what makes, and the fact that all of them were together in one place. You shot my eyes, couldn't stand a chance, man. So, anyways, all right,
and
guys.
You knew that.
Oh God, he totally knew that. That's why he unleashed the others, because he's like, yeah, she's never gonna betray me, so y'all need to go ahead and have at it. So there we go. All right, guys, I cannot wait to talk more about and dig deep into our discussion next week. And then we'll start, and I'll give you more plans next week about what is to come after that, because I think I do want to start breaking some things down, going through the history, explaining some things. There's a lot of explainer videos, but I feel like they're explainer videos for explainer video's sake. I want to talk to y'all. I want us to have fan conversations about this stuff. So, all right, guys, we'll talk to you very, very, very soon. See you next week. Never forget.
Everyone loves a know-it-all.
Bye, guys.
Bye.